Today, we're stepping into something completely different from ordering food, checking into hotels, or going through airports. We are entering the real world of human connection, meeting new people, starting conversations, building friendships, and speaking English in situations where there is no script, no fixed pattern, and no predictable outcome. This is where many English learners feel the biggest challenge. Because in real life, people don't wait for you to prepare a sentence. They don't slow down their speech. They don't simplify their words for you. They just talk. And you are expected to respond naturally. But here is the truth you need to understand from the beginning. You do not need perfect English to make friends. You need simple English used confidently and naturally. Now, imagine this. You are at a small social gathering in a community center called Bright Horizon Lounge. People are standing in groups, talking, laughing, and sharing stories. You are alone for a moment. Someone looks at you and says, "Hi, I don't think we've met before." This is your first opportunity. And your response does not need to be complicated. You can simply say,
I'm Danielle.
"Nice to meet you."
Or, hello, I'm Sarah.
"I just arrived." That's it. Simple, natural, human. Now, let's go deeper into what actually makes conversations flow. Many learners think they must say something impressive to continue talking. But in reality, fluent conversation is built on curiosity, not intelligence. For example, after introducing yourself, you can continue with, "How about you?"
Or,
"Are you from around here?"
or,
"What brings you here today?" These small questions are powerful because they keep the conversation alive. Now here is something very important. In English conversations, silence feels more uncomfortable than mistakes. So, even a simple question is better than saying nothing. Now, let's talk about one of the most important skills in social English, talking about yourself naturally. If someone asks, "What do you do?" Many learners freeze. But you can respond simply, "I work in education. I study tourism. I run a small business." Or even, "I'm currently exploring new opportunities." You do not need long explanations. Short and clear is enough. Now, let's move into hobbies and interests. This is where conversations become enjoyable. You might say, "In my free time, I enjoy reading and listening to music."
or,
"I like watching documentaries and learning new things." Or even, "I'm really interested in travel and culture." Now here is an advanced fluency insight. Native speakers often connect ideas instead of listing facts. So instead of saying, "I like reading," "I like music," "I like sports," you can say, "I enjoy reading, especially books about real-life stories, and I also like listening to music when I relax." This sounds more natural and connected. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful conversation skills, asking follow-up questions. This is what keeps conversations alive. For example, "Oh, really?
how did you get into that?"
That sounds interesting. What made you start? How long have you been doing that?" These are simple, but they show real engagement. And engagement is what builds friendships. Now, let's go deeper into one of the biggest fears English learners have: awkward silence. Many learners panic when the conversation slows down. But fluent speakers understand something important. Silence is not failure. Silence is just a moment to reset. And you can always restart with a simple question like, "So, what do you usually do on weekends?"
Or,
"Do you come here often?"
or,
"What kind of music do you like?" Now, let's talk about something even more powerful: emotional connection in English. Because fluency is not only about words. It is about expressing personality. You can say things like, "That's really interesting." "Wow, I didn't expect that." "Nice, I can relate to that." These small emotional expressions make you sound more natural and human. Now, imagine someone says, "I just moved here last month." You can respond, "Oh, that must be exciting. How are you finding it so far?" This shows empathy. And empathy builds connection faster than perfect grammar ever will. Now, let's talk about disagreements in social conversations. Sometimes people have different opinions, and that is normal. You do not need to argue or avoid speaking. You can say, I see your point, but I think differently.
Or,
That's interesting. I have a slightly different view. Or even, I've never thought about it that way before. This keeps the conversation respectful and open. Now here is a very important fluency principle. Real English conversations are not about controlling the dialogue. They are about flowing with it. You listen, you respond, you add something small, and you ask something back. That is the rhythm of natural communication. Now, let's talk about confidence. Many learners think confidence comes after fluency, but the truth is the opposite. Fluency grows because of confidence. Even if your English is simple, speaking it without fear changes everything. Now, before we continue, let me ask you something directly. Are you practicing out loud? Because thinking is not enough. You must speak, even alone, even imperfectly. And if you are serious about improving your English speaking skills, subscribe to Daily English, like this video, and comment, I build real conversations, so you commit to your progress today. Now, let's continue. Another important part of meeting new people is ending conversations naturally. Many learners don't know how to exit conversations politely, but it is simple. You can say, it was really nice talking to you. I should probably get going, but it was great meeting you. Let's talk again sometime. These are natural and polite endings. Now here is something important. Leaving a conversation well is just as important as starting one well. It leaves a positive impression. Now, let's go deeper into mindset. Every conversation you have in English is training your brain to think differently. At first, you translate. Later, you respond. Finally, you think directly in English. That is the real goal. Not perfection. Automatic response. Now, if you continue practicing these patterns, something powerful will happen. You will stop fearing conversations. You will start enjoying them. And English will stop feeling like a subject. It will become your social tool, your voice, your confidence. So keep practicing,
keep speaking,
and keep building your real-world English step by step.